BeatStars.com.
Let's roll weedy.
I'm with whatever. I'm with whatever. Ooh, when we together. Yeah, it's up to you. I'm with whatever. Whatever you wanna do. I'm with whatever. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you.
BeatStars.com.
I'm with whatever. I'm with whatever. Ooh, when we together. Yeah, it's up to you.
BeatStars.com.
I'm with whatever. Whatever you wanna do. I'm with whatever. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you. With you.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
Titles on the track.
Get to the back, then double it up. Ain't never doing too much, stay in my lane, yeah. We not the same, yeah. Run up on me could get dangerous. Just watch what you say, stay in your lane, yeah. Cause we not the same, yeah. Stay in your lane. No, 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 stay in your lane. Oh, no, 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 but we not the same. Oh, stay in your lane.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
Get to the bag, then double it up. Ain't never doing too much, stay in my lane, yeah. We not the same, yeah. Run up on me could get dangerous. Just watch what you say, stay in your lane, yeah. Cause we not the same, yeah. Stay in your lane. No, 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 stay in your lane. Oh, no, 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 but we not the same. Oh, stay in your lane, yeah.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
If you put me first, then you could be my last. We can make this work, forget about the past. Promise me and you'll forever be my number one. Tell me that you're down for a different kind of love. Tell me that it's me and there's no one else above. Promise me and you'll forever be my number one. Number one.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
If you put me first, then you could be my last. We can make this work, forget about the past. Promise me and you'll forever be my number one. Tell me that you're down for a different kind of love. Tell me that it's me and there's no one else above. Promise me and you'll forever be my number one. Number one, one.
BeatStars.com.
with my moves. 'Cause nowadays there's no second chances. There's no second chances. Keep angels around you. 'Cause these days there's no promises. I'm careful with my moves. 'Cause nowadays there's no life. Keep angels around you. 'Cause these days there's no promises. I'm careful with my moves. 'Cause nowadays there's no second chances. Dream alive. Dream alive. There's no second chances. Keep angels around you. 'Cause these days there's no promises. I'm careful with my moves. 'Cause nowadays there's no life. Keep angels around you. 'Cause these days there's no promises. I'm careful with my moves.
What's up, everybody? What's good? Welcome to Sunday Sounds. I'm your host, DJ Fanatic Beats at BeatStars. This is going to be awesome. Y'all let me know that you can hear me. Looks like y'all can hear me. Yo, welcome to Sunday Sounds. This is going to be an awesome show. Welcome, everybody, newcomers. I see a lot of familiar names up here. Shout out to my whole BeatStars fam, everybody at BeatStars, and also shout out to my music fanatics as well. Appreciate the love. And yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome, Mike, Damzo, Hookah Beats, Tawana, Bufo on the beat, that boy Butter. What's good, man? Low Wave Productions, what's good? And it looks like our guest is already in the chat. So welcome to our guest in the chat as well. Man, Tiger Backwoods, what's up? SSPK Beats, what's up, everybody? Let me know where you're tuning in from and what time zone you're in. I'm always curious to like people that show up like in the middle of the night. That's die hard commitment right there. We appreciate the love. So, man, our guest today, super talented, as I keep mentioning. We met very, very briefly. I don't know what year it was. I was trying to remember. At a BeatStars meetup in the Washington D.C. area. So it was cool that I ran into him. He had some cool, great music, man. Really positive guy and very, very talented, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing it. So I think it's always cool to like bring producers that are like, you hear so much and you see them moving and shaking and doing what they love doing. And it's always good to speak to them and bring, people I see that are, putting in that work, man. So welcome to the show, Esquire. Let me make sure I get you. There you go. What's up, bro?
What's up, boy? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
All right.
What year was that? I couldn't
Oh,
remember.
it was 2014 or 15, man. It was a while back. Yeah, bro.
Oh
It
man,
was
that
a while
long?
back, man. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It seemed like yesterday though, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy, man. That's almost when I first started doing them. Wow, that's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Well, yeah, and COVID kind of changes things too. Like time
Yeah.
just flew by.
Yeah. Yeah. During it seemed slow, man, but it flew by. You blink and it's like, man, it's already it's already almost at the half of the year, bro. So
Yeah, and I'm sure it's different for everybody too.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm sure it's
Yeah,
different.
man.
So, what'd you end up doing today? What'd you do in the music world today,
I
if
did a couple
anything?
mixes. Yeah, I did a mix, man. This is like a chill day for me, man. I try not to do too much. You know what I mean? But it's hard not to do too much. If you get what I'm saying. So I came in, did a mix, man. Just kind of lay low, wait for this.
Yeah, I need to take some notes from you because I need to like chill on a Sunday probably because like
Yeah,
I try to catch up on things I couldn't do during the week, but I definitely need a day to kind of what do
yeah,
you call it? Rejuvenate. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely need that, man. Definitely need
Yeah.
that.
And actually I forgot in the intro, Latin Grammy nominated Esquire. You want to talk about that a little bit? How did that come about? I was curious.
Bro. So no, like it was a throwaway beat, man. I was able to get a feature with this artist. He's out of Santiago, Chile, man. Fernando Monk. He was nominated for Best New Artist for the Latin Grammy side. Whole album. So you know the Grammys changed their um, whole deal, where you don't have to own a certain percentage in order to be able to be in that category. So luckily we got the quick shoe in. We didn't win it, but be able to go through that process, man, was an honor, and it was something to kind of learn from. So I know how to move, a little bit better next go around.
Yeah, was that like a collaboration with other
Yeah, it was
creatives?
a
Okay.
collaboration. Yeah, it was about I'll say about 3 producers and 2 engineers, man. So it was a full team on that one project. So, uh,
Okay.
but good experience, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think any experience you can learn from, if you're open to it, you know.
Right,
Even
right.
losses, especially losses.
Yeah, man. I didn't take it to heart, bro, because I never thought I would be in that point, doing this, this production side, But to be at that point, man, that was like a high. It was like a definitely high for me, man.
Yeah, yeah, I would be
Yeah,
happy
man.
myself. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
man.
man. And I know people that have Grammys as engineers and they want
Yeah,
want them as producers. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
uh yeah. And I just watched the Grammy. Did you watch the Grammys recently?
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it this year, man.
Okay.
I was busy. I was in the studio during that show, bro. So I missed it this go around.
Okay. But yeah, let's give the what's up everybody? What's good? Let's give everybody kind of a background, just a short background about, how'd you get into music and where you're from.
Okay.
I think you're from the Maryland, Washington D.C. area, right? Is that where
Mm-mm.
you're? No.
I am originally from Alabama, bro. Um, Originally from Alabama. I've been here in the DMV about 15 years. Started out doing music back in '04, like seriously trying to do it. Started out as an artist. Um, that didn't, everybody goes through that, but I prefer where I'm doing now, man. The background and not being so far up front and trying to show my face much. I can sit in the back and see the full process out, man. So, but yeah, I'm a Roll Tide guy, bro, from Alabama, man. But love this area, man. Been here for 15 years.
Yeah, that explains the Bama on your IG. I was wondering.
Yeah, man.
I was like, I think that's Alabama, but I don't want to like.
Yeah, it's Alabama, bro. Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah. What's UAE again? That's
I lived overseas in Dubai, in the Bahrain area, for about 2 years. That is where I got a lot of my um, sound from, really, man. Like that, the music overseas is top tier to me. I mean, just being in the UK and all those areas, man, and hearing the sounds that they're producing out, man. Like you gotta, at least take time out to listen out, man, see what they're doing, because they're doing a lot over there.
yeah, yeah. I can't stress enough. Like a lot of people on the
Yeah,
U.S. side, kind of get caught in a bubble, and
yeah,
there's so much music in the world. I'm a heavy traveler. I grew up in a military family, so I got
mm,
to hear a lot of different music. And actually, a couple years I went to West Africa and Ghana, and hearing the music
nice.
scene over there, jeez,
Yeah,
I
man.
was like,
And the Afrobeat scene is big right now, man. So for the
yeah,
producers, definitely tap in on that.
right. And this was before the Afro beats kind of came on this side, so it was
Hmm.
like before that wave. And I heard it. I'm
Yeah,
like, yo, I had a feeling
it's
that this is going to
different.
pop. Yeah.
It's different, man. It's different, man. But it's musically wise, bro. It's amazing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So how did you start? producing? Like, how did you like
Ooh,
make that transition from artist to let me just make some music?
I couldn't find beats, man, that matched what I wanted. Right. I was an R&B artist. I started out as an R&B artist. So during that time frame, trap and the Lex Luger wave was starting to kind of build up. It was hard to find R&B. Um, I played instruments by ear, so I went out and I copped Reason. I paid $500 for it, um, and sat in a room for hours trying to figure out even how to even push record on a MIDI. You know what I mean? I took the investment, man, but I took my time in trying to learn it. YouTube University, you know what I mean? Linking
Yeah,
with other
yeah.
producers that use it, and from there, man, it's just it paid off. It's definitely paid off.
Yeah, that's good, man. And you're still with Reason.
Still a reason. I dabble in the others now. Like in the studio, I have to work with different ranges of producers, so Fruity Loops, Ableton, and all these other dolls, man. So I try to dabble every now and again, trying to see what tips they have in that, man. But I've made a beat in every doll, but Reason is
Yeah,
my go-to.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I knew a lot of producers that used Reason a while back.
Yeah,
I think Pain One uses Reason still.
he
I
does.
believe
He
so.
does.
Okay.
Pain,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them, man. Still a few of us out here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I think, we're all pretty creative people and we're also techie too. So
Right,
like what translates in one DAW, you can always figure stuff out in other DAWs.
right,
And
right.
YouTube's you get stumped, you get a
Yeah, man.
roadblock, just look it up, you know,
Yep,
and
pretty
keep it
much, man.
moving.
Yes, man.
Yeah. There's something else I was gonna ask you. Do you play any instruments or anything?
Yeah,
You ever got
guitar, piano. Those are my two go-tos. I'm trying to pick up other instruments. I want to pick up more of the brass side every now and then, but guitar and piano is my go-to.
okay. And how long have you been playing those? Those your go-tos there?
About 10 years now. ten
Oh,
years, like fully. Yeah. So, trying to incorporate at least a guitar and piano in all my beats. That way I keep it consistent. You know what I mean?
there. That's awesome, man. I always love live instrumentation. Did you have any like classically training with it, or you just kind of self-taught
All
and
by
just kind of
all self-taught, man. My mother played by ear. Seeing her play, what I mean, my whole family's musically talented, all by ear. So just I guess it's a hereditary gene that, shifts down, man. And everything's by ear, bro. I mean, I've tried to dive into theory and things like that, but mostly it's by ear.
yeah, it's in your DNA, you know?
Yeah.
It came right to you. I think you had some family here, man. You want to shout them out while you're on the show, man? You want to big them up?
Yeah, I got my mother in here, man. My little brother. They're all in Alabama. I got my production team in here, my full production team. So the collaborative shouts out to them. My studio family's in here, man. It's a lot of folks, bro. I sent it out, man. So,
That's awesome, man. That's
yeah,
awesome. I'm really glad to have you on the show and your whole support system. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome.
yeah.
Alabama in the building. What's up,
Yes,
Alabama?
sir.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
what made you move to this area? Like leave
Military, bro.
Alabama?
Military. Military.
Oh,
I moved
okay.
the military, man. Yes, sir. So that was that. Coming to Virginia was a shock. It was a shock for me. But coming up, you don't think that a lot of the music you grew up listening to and the producers you were influenced with are from Virginia, right? So the Pharrells and Tims and the sound here is just next level. Being in DC and experiencing go-go for the first time, so trying to add that into my drums and things like that, man. The whole culture in this area, bro, is top 10. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that was my reason for moving up here, man. Got stationed in Virginia, and fell in love with
Okay. And what branch?
Navy. I was Navy.
Oh, Navy, Navy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome, man. And that's awesome. Well, let's get into some music, man. I'm sure
Yeah, man.
everybody
Let's
want to
get it.
hear some tunes. Let's see here. Okay, cool. All right. So I ask a lot of the guests on the show if there's a sequence you want to do, or you want me to pick them, or you want to go in a certain order or whatever you're feeling.
I build it like I build my albums, bro, top to bottom.
Hey, there we
You know
go.
what I mean? Top to bottom, bro. Make it easy on you.
Hey, appreciate that. So this is
Yeah,
Peppermint, the first one by
yeah.
Esquire, and we're gonna get into how he got his producer name next. So yeah, welcome to Sunday Sound, y'all. Check it out.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
All right, that's a good first track on the album you got there, man. That was nice.
I appreciate it.
Let me and before I forget, let me like the playlist, and I'm gonna share the playlist here in the comments for everybody to vibe with later, and also for
Okay.
artists and whatnot. If you want to cop some of these, it look like all of these are available now. So yeah, check them
Yeah.
out, and I'm sure you'll hear his other beats as well on his profile there. So here's a link to what we're playing today. That's every track that should post. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, how'd you get your producer name?
Oh man. So we all seen the movie ATL, right? So
Yeah.
uh I did a stint at Tuskegee University, right? And a couple of my buddies used to kind of make fun of me because this is 2006 time frame. You know, polos and slacks with the Sperry's was out. I'm from Alabama, so that was the thing. And I used to dress up every day, whether it was to go to the mailbox, um, go to the cat to get something to eat, man. Small things. I'm talking. I'm coming out suited, and I'm trying to throw my best out. So one of my
Like it,
buddies, one of my buddies was like, "Man, you remind me of this Esquire from ATL, bro. So just run with that, man." And I ran with it from day one till now, man. Yeah, I was suited booted, bro.
like you're going to church every day, right?
Out every day, bro. That's the HBCU life, though, man. You got to dress up, man. You got to show out, man. So that
Yeah.
was that, man.
I'm trying to remember Esquire on the ATL. Which was that the guy
He
that
was
was hurt?
the one that went golfing with, yeah, one that went golfing when he found out that Ti was dating his daughter. Esquire, the preppy guy, man, that lived out and you know what I mean.
I'm pretty
Esquire.
sure.
See what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Yeah,
haven't
the
seen it
tall
so
dark skinned
long.
guy. You gotta watch it, bro. When you see it, you'll
Yeah,
see what I'm
yeah,
talking
and I'll
about.
laugh. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta check it out again. It's been so long since I watched that. Good movie
Yeah,
too.
yeah, man.
Yeah, Esquire. Okay, it's coming back to me. All right, So let's get into the next one. I can talk forever, so I'm trying to, you know, stay on track here because I
All good.
usually, you know, talk
Yeah.
a lot. So yeah, let's get into the next one.
All right.
This is Static, and you listen to Esquire and Sunday Sounds on BeatStars. Check it out. Nice, man. Nice. I like the variation that you have in that. It's not. It seems like a very musical drill beat. I like what you
Yeah,
did with that.
yeah. The drill side, I'm trying to get into, man. I mean, the more I listen to it, like I said, trying to incorporate me into different sounds, styles, man. So
Yeah, man. Because it has like an R&B drill. You know what I mean? Almost
yeah,
like a
yeah,
fusion. And
yeah.
I never
That
heard
was
that before.
that's on
Yeah.
purpose. That's on purpose. I'm an R&B. I mean, I'm labeled as an R&B producer guy, producer, but I try to incorporate the melodics of R&B into everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope, man. You kind of made like your own niche right there. And I haven't made a drill
Yeah,
beat yet. So
you got to
hats
do it,
off to
bro.
you, man. I have to. Yeah. I
You
really
got to,
do.
man. You got to,
Yeah.
bro.
I'll make that the next beat. And for those that probably saw me laughing off camera, I actually Googled Esquire on ATM. And I figured out what character you talking about. That guy's funny, man. Good actor. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Now it connects with what you were talking about.
right.
Yeah. Do you mix your own? Well, obviously that's a stupid
Yeah.
question. Um, let's see. How long does it take you to mix a beat? Let me ask that, since we know you mix your own stuff.
Oh man. I mean, you got to think about it. Now I'm mixing vocals now also, so I mean, it don't take me long at all, bro. If I really dive in, maybe an hour. Um, like really, really diving in on it, about an hour, man. Um,
Okay.
that's per beat. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the more you mix, the better you get, especially when you incorporate vocals, man. You're doing vocals. All of those plugins you're using, you can use them for your instrumentation. And just it all meshes well.
Yeah. And do you mix your beats in Reason? Is that
No, no,
possible?
Pro Tools.
Okay.
Pro Tools. I,
Okay.
I do use they have a mixer in Reason, right? But I usually bounce out and go right to Pro Tools.
Okay. Yeah. I never seen anyone mix beats in Reason.
Yeah.
I always saw that big old mixer that looks a little
Hmm.
older, like
Yeah. Yeah, man.
1980s.
It works though, bro. That little
Yeah.
14 too, that thing works, man. So but yeah, it's usually all the Pro Tools. Man.
Yeah. I've known producers with, Billboard top songs with that mixer. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man.
The looks, don't let the looks deceive you. You know what I
At
mean?
all.
So yeah, let's get into another one.
Yeah.
So we can hear these dope songs, tracks. This is Summer Rain. And that's funny. I just listened to that yesterday. Carl Thomas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Esquire Productions. Esquire Productions. Esquire Productions.
All right, you're showing out now, man. You showing out now, bro. Oh
Hey, look,
man, yeah.
I was going through all the beats trying to build this playlist, bro. I treated it like I do my beat tapes, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm about to go all out, man, because that's I want to make sure I incorporate all of my sound, man, in this joint. So
I got you, man. Yeah, you're definitely
yeah,
on the way of doing that, man. Like it's like totally different styles, but it has your essence in it, man. That was dope. I
yeah,
like the change up. You know what I really wanted to hear at the end of that beat? I let it play a little longer, those chords. Those last
yeah,
chords you just heard,
yep.
those are crazy, man. Crazy chords.
Minors, man. Minor notes, bro.
Yeah, and sevenths, right? Like seven
Yeah,
minors, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
Yo, I'm like, yo, package that, send that to me. I'll do something with that. Those chords are nasty. You can use those another beat too,
I can.
if you
I'm
haven't.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
It-
it.
yeah, man. Those chords are nice.
Appreciate it.
And you're welcome, bro. What plugin did you use for 'em, if you don't mind sharing?
So I use my Keyscape um, with Spectronics. So that with Omnisphere has Keyscape
Yeah,
also. So Keyscape
right.
got thousands and thousands of pianos on it. I played the chord out and just went down the row, see what roads kind of echo reverb kind of feel I can build with that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I figured something like that for like a Larry June, man. But yeah, Keyscape, bro. For the keyboard
Mm-hmm.
players out there, bro, Keyscape is top tier, man.
Yeah, that's a monster plugin. I need to get that one. That
Yeah,
one's up there
yeah,
though.
man.
Was it 300, 500? I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah, about 4 or 5 for that, man. Unless they, pull up a sale or something. But you know,
Yeah, yeah. That's next on my list because I mean, I have so many pianos and keys, but that one, every time I
yeah,
hear like keys coming out of that thing, it does
yeah.
take some processing. From
Yeah, a little
your
bit, but with
yeah.
Keyscape, bro, the processing is so like legit that it's very little you need to do on your
Mm-hmm.
on the sound wise FX side or whatever. So
Right.
they got a lot of reverbs on there. You just go ahead and tweak it a little bit, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and you know what I've been doing recently? Um, is bouncing basically bouncing whatever bars of MIDI straight to audio in the project to kind of
Yeah,
save processing from using all these plugins at once. Shout out to Bricks for that too. He helped me out with
yeah,
that. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah. because you know I got an extremely powerful computer, but you can always use that, especially if you want to like master and mix your beat, in the same
Hmm.
project. So
Hmm.
everyone's workflow is different.
Yeah.
Um,
As long
some
as
people
it's efficient, man. Yeah, as long as the workflow is efficient, like especially when you get in that situation where you got the artist in studio with you while you are building. A lot, they're paying for a 2 hour session, man. They don't want to sit there 2 4 hours and you're still working on. You know what I mean? You're still trying to figure out like what idea you want to do, man. Like that workflow is a big key.
Yeah, and you brought it up. Let's talk about was it Trilogy Sound Studio?
Yeah,
Your sign behind
Trilogy
you. Let's
Sound
talk about how
Studio,
that came together.
man. So I've been here for about 2 3 years, bro. Went through a rebrand. We changed up the trilogy about last year. Had a very successful year. We won Best of DC, Best Music Studio. We're bringing a lot of artists in. We got production team, we got memberships, amazing team, veteran owned. We got a lot of things moving, man. So shouts out Trilogy, bro. They gave me the opportunity. I'm the head of production here. That was a big mark for me to be able to get that role. And they always show love, man. Everything that we doing. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's
yeah,
awesome. It sounds like you have a good thing going, and congratulations on that milestone. The
yeah,
Best in DC. That's awesome, man. I think that was with the
yeah,
City Paper, right?
yeah. Washington City Papers. Hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I remember I was a featured DJ in there many years ago.
That's
Uh,
dope.
it was it was funny because I didn't even know, and like I think I randomly picked it up one day, like a lunch break or something, and I was like, "Yo, I'm in the paper," and the people that put it in there didn't even tell me.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like,
usually how
yeah, it
they
made my
work,
day.
man. Yeah, that's usually how
Yeah,
they work. That's why you gotta kind of make sure you tapping in with your name and all that too, man. On Google, it's a lot of stuff. Them Google alerts with your name. It's a lot of things randomly that'll pop up. People don't even know. You know what I mean? Is going on with them, really. So,
right, right. That reminds me of BeatStars Beat ID.
yeah,
Like I don't know if you
definitely.
used it yet, but
I used it once and I was surprised. I got what beat and I was just like, oh my god, that it was everywhere. And I reached out to every last one of them.
good.
I reached out to every last. I think it was like 120 people. I was like, oh no,
Woo,
sir. Hey, what's up, man?
woo.
Like, hey, we gonna take this down or what we doing? So yeah, shouts out to Beat
Yeah,
ID, man. That was a amazing, idea that y'all did with that, man.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I mean, it wasn't my idea, but I had some input. And,
There you go.
um, and something I was going to ask you about Beat ID. How do you go about? Some producers wonder, like, okay, somebody used your beat you didn't know about. Like, how do you first approach that individual? Like, you are you yelling at them, or are you asking, or how do you approach it,
Nah,
or
man.
how
I
do you
mean,
suggest?
the industry is so small. The minute you are blacklisted, whether how you treat an artist or individual can set you back fully for the rest of your career, right? So that professional approach where it's kind of like, hey man, either hey, the song is dope, right? Like I've had that. Somebody beat I did, somebody put the song out, it was dope. They didn't go through the full process. Um, Reaching out to them professionally and giving them the guidelines because a lot of people don't even really know the business side of music. You know what I mean? A lot of people are just taking and running with it. You know what I mean? And just putting material out. And so it's more so about educating them, in the right process of how you should go about, working with the producers and releasing your content and things like that. Ripping the stuff off YouTube and all that. We're gonna find out eventually. Like, and when we do, you want to make sure that your ducks are in a row.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what the tool Beat ID is designed
Yeah.
for the producers to help discover and artists too. You can
Right.
put any audio in there. But yeah, and for those that don't want to get a license, you can also make money off the back end because I believe you are a BeatStars publishing member as well.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Yeah. The
yeah,
back
so
end is
you're
great. If you make sure that you document everything, make sure you credit it. Like when those songs drop and you check that credits tab on the back, produced by should not be blank. If you produce a beat and it comes out, your name needs to be there. That pays
Yes.
off very major industry wise. So when that song gets nominated for a Grammy and your name is not there, then how you got to fight all these battles to try to figure out how you can, showcase that you actually had a part of that project.
Right. There you go. Yeah. Since we were on the topic, I thought that was important for, producers that probably weren't aware of that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome stuff. Let's get into some more variations you got going on and some chords that make me want to, make beats out of. And
There you go.
all right, here we go. So next we have Trap It Out. All right.
Esquire Productions. Esquire Productions. Esquire Productions.
All right, let's Trap It Out. And I forgot to mention, what's funny? Esquire actually muted himself, and I didn't even have to tell him. So he's an engineer. So he figured out to mute himself when I hit play.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah, man.
yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I like the art a lot on that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it reminds me of a lot of stuff that I do because I like to make musical trap, and that had like a musicality to it. So that's cool, man.
Appreciate
Let's see. Pooh Shiesty. Okay, yeah, I wanted to see what tags you're using for that one.
it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is Do It and has a J. Cole Rust type beat. So check it out.
Esquire Productions. Esquire Productions.
See, I told y'all he's showing out, man. I told y'all. I told you he's showing out. The way the drums came back after that horn section, yeah, that's crazy. That one's
Appreciate
fire,
it.
man. That
Appreciate it.
is fire right there. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. I like that a lot. Um,
Appreciate it.
yeah. How long did it take you to make that? Because there's a lot going on there.
That was a quarantine beat, so wasn't nothing going on for that, man. That was a day right there. That was an all day
Okay.
thing right there. Yeah. And producers
Yeah, that.
always remember the moments you make your beats, man, because you never know when you get questions like that. How
Yeah,
long did it
you
take you?
never
Where did
know.
you make it? Things like that, man. Like, yeah, that took about all day right there, man.
It sound like it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. And some people like to rush the music, where they, I got to make 5 or 10 today, and they kind of lose the creative part of enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you want to speak on that a little bit because that beat took all day. What about for those
yeah.
producers that don't have all day or feel like they need to like rush a beat?
I mean, even if you don't have all day, I mean, like, the 10,000 hour rule, right? Becoming a master of what you're doing. Like, investing 30 minutes to an hour builds up over time. Like, you don't have to reach that mark right then. You know what I mean? Like for producers like us, like I've been doing this 15 years, man. Like 15 years is a very long time to be producing, right? Um, and for some, it happens overnight, which is good for them. But dishing out the five, I did it before. Trying to do 5 beats a day for the summer, like Kanye said. Trying to, you know. But if you feel like doing it at that point, then do it. I'm not knocking it. Like if you feel like that day, I am motivated to make this many beats and I'm gonna get it done. Then hey, do it. There's no right or wrong way to this producing thing. Like there are guys sending out 60 packs that can get it done in a week. Me, I'm quality, bro. I'll knock out 3 beats a week at most. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I'm so focused on trying to make sure it is fully produced. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I agree with you too. There's no like way to do this. Like,
yeah,
let's say we both say do it like this. It's different for everybody. Everybody's journey is different.
right,
Um,
right,
some people can make music really fast, just the way they make it, and they have different styles and different techniques and stuff like that. But you don't want quality to suffer at the
right,
expense of quantity. So it's
right.
a debatable topic.
Yeah.
Some people are like, yo, if I make more, I'll be successful faster. Sometimes that
I mean,
doesn't.
it's you build it. You're building your catalog. Like your catalog is what matters. You know what I mean? But not every producer just wants to sit on just beats. A lot of these beats we want placed. We want artists on them. You know what I mean? That's what fully builds our catalog. And when you start sending things out to artists and you start getting that feedback the more you do that, you start seeing that you can really simplify a lot of things for these artists because they don't want a lot of that. They just want something they can write to, get in the studio, and then build on top of that. You know what I mean? So that you can make a hit. You can make something stand out. You don't have to do it all and rush it all. Like I've worked on numerous albums, and some songs we did 2 years prior. I'm waiting on it, and then it drops, and now I'm in that mode again where I'm like, oh man, it feels like I just said it. I said that 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So just like we got to take our time, the artists take their time. Making sure it sounds right. Making sure the lyrics are right and things like that. It's not a rush. It's not a race. Like Nip said, man, it's a marathon. Like it takes time, patience, and time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed. Yeah, there's a lot of songs that were made years ago, and the public, it finally comes out to the public.
Right.
And being a DJ, I always get, well, I used to get stuff like way before its release, and I'm like, I couldn't like play it in certain spots or whatever. But then all of a sudden, it's on the radio. Then I get the green light to play it. I'm like, yo, this was 8 years ago, but
Yeah.
it's hot. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy how something made that long ago could resonate currently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's get into some more music. But
Mhm.
yeah, that was crazy, man. You might want to make
Appreciate
that exclusive only. Make that All right, this is some. Okay, check it out. All right, that's some. Yo, is that you on the guitar?
Nah,
Oh,
that's my
okay.
partner in Richmond. Partner in Richmond on now.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah, still.
I also like to, yeah, we like to reach out to like bring in live instrumentation too, bro. Like that definitely helps your production stand out. Like, like
Oh
it makes
yeah,
it above
yeah,
and beyond, man. Like when you bring in those guys that can just fluently just lay something real quick and then you just build on it.
yeah. That is just yeah. And he playing the bass as well on that? The same person?
No, that's all MIDI.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Well done, well
MIDI.
done. I like
Yeah,
that.
appreciate it.
What's where'd you get the title? Like, what is that?
Bro. So that's another thing. Like with titles of beats, bro. Like if I when I finish it, especially for B stars, bro, I'll just whatever comes in my head first, I call it that.
Okay.
I don't hesitate. I just type something out. I don't know what some came from. I just I just named it some peppermint and all that stuff. You know, just random thoughts. So just throw the name out there. Hopefully the
Yeah, I
artist
got
will
you.
use it. Hopefully the artist will use the title of the beat for a song, but I guarantee you they won't make a song called Peppermint or something like that.
Uh, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
down the
Well,
road.
you know what I was thinking with some. I was thinking yum yum, like yum yum sauce for like.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe Jay-Z like took a trip or something to like, China or something, and he's just chilling. And he talks about his extravagant, hibachi experience.
Right.
See that segue?
Hey,
No, let me
yeah.
get
It
back
could
to the
work,
music.
bro.
It was a reach, but yeah, it looks like everybody's vibing with it, man. Yeah, again, for those that are joining now, I shared the link. Let me share it again to this entire playlist for y'all to vibe out to, because there's a lot of heat on here, man. Really good stuff. And I remember hearing your music that long ago, and and you popped in my head. I was like, yo, Esquire, let's get him on the show, man. See what's popping. So it's cool to have you,
Yeah,
man.
man. Appreciate
Yes, sir. All right. So there's something else I was going to ask you. We're going to do a Q&A at the end here. I'm doing really good on time, which is new for me because, I really
you.
like to talk to the community and bring value for everybody because everybody's on a different level and stuff like that, business and
Right.
creative sides. What is one of the craziest experiences that you had in the studio? Let's drop that one. Or something that comes to mind where you're like, yo, that was wild.
Oh, so for some, I
PG
had to
if you
say,
can.
yeah. For some, I had to sign NDA, so I can't talk about all of them. But
Oh, okay.
of course, with certain studio experiences, like you always see a different side of people in studio. I got my little sister in here, Jadelle. She was the first artist I ever recorded that was swinging on a chair the whole time, bro, like a kid, man, the whole time. And I'm just like, what is she doing? But she sounded good, right? Like it came out dope. I got video footage of her just swinging around, making circles and singing, like it's nothing. So I think that was one of the funniest, weirdest moments I've seen. Like somebody just nonchalantly just making a hit, just out of the blue. But I'll say that was probably one of the most random moments I've had, man.
And she sung the
Bro,
songs while swinging
she
around.
sung the whole song swinging on a chair, bro. Like just literally, like we're watching on the camera, and I'm like, bro, is she really just nonchalantly just swinging? And yeah, Tweezy's here, so like just swinging and
Uh-huh.
you know, made it, one take with one take,
Oh,
made a whole song, right?
wow.
So
So was it
it was
cordless,
weird,
Mike?
bro. No, bro, like no, it was the
So
mic
the
was
wire
cordless.
was
They had the headphones on. She's swinging around, and it made a song. And I'm just like, this is the oddest thing I've ever seen, man. But it came out
that's
dope,
funny.
bro.
Yeah, in the end, it doesn't matter how it was made. It
It
came out
don't.
dope. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's funny because I'm thinking like you're kind of making your own surround sound or effect in a way by doing that, you
pretty
know?
much. I don't know what she was doing, but it came out. It came out good, and it came out good. Also, I got another story. It was a guy. He came in. He was rapping on my buddy's collaborative tape, man, Sweezy. And he goes in the studio, and we got cameras in here, but apparently that day the cameras were off. And he comes back in the studio with his underwear on, his shirt off, and socks off. And so we were like, "What did you? Why are you? What are you doing?" He was like, "Man, if you can get footage of what I just did in there, can you please send it to me?" So what happened with that? Uh, our buddy in Baltimore called him and was like, "Hey, man, you rapping this song, man. You don't sound like I want you to sound like you're on top of a mountain." So he made the effort to grab a chair and take his clothes off and stand on the chair and scream into the mic, right? As if he's on top of a mountain. And we have video footage of that too. But yeah, that it's some crazy things you see, man. But everybody's process is different creatively, and it's always appreciated when you see things like that, because everybody's got their own own niche for
Yeah.
making them sound right, So,
Right,
but yeah,
right. Yeah.
those two experiences were wild, bro.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I never heard of anyone doing that before.
Yeah,
Similar things.
yeah.
Yeah, similar. Yeah. And
What
and
you
it's
got?
funny.
What happened on your end?
Oh man. Oh geez. I have so many stories, bro. Um, let me think of one. I told my Teddy Riley story on the show. So Riley didn't show
Shouts
up.
out Teddy. Shouts out Teddy,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Goat.
shouts out
Shout
Teddy.
out to Teddy.
Goat, man.
What other story I have? Oh. Oh man, this is crazy. Well, that's not really. Well, anyway, there was a flyer. It was all over campus. I remember back in the day, and they were looking for like producers or something, right? And this
Mhm.
was I think it were called Blackground or whatever. This was like Virginia's biggest label at the time, like starting up.
Yeah.
And I forgot who was background. I don't remember, but anyway, they were looking for producers, artists, whatever, engineers, and I was DJ, producer, engineer. And this is when I was first starting out,
Yeah.
and this is when like Khalees was getting hot around that whole
Mm-hmm.
Virginia time.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I picked up one of the flyers and I held on to it like a week, and like because I was mad nervous, I was like, "Yo, this is it." If I call them, I gotta have something ready or whatever, right? So I held on to a week. I'm looking at it like every day, just thinking about calling them, but still going to
Mm-hmm.
class and stuff. But every time in between class, I'm looking at it. Let me give you all the short version. But anyway, I call them eventually. I only had like two of my first beats I ever made straight.
Mm-hmm.
I still have them, but to me, I'm at a different level now. But you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I'm mad nervous. I call them. I get like what do you call it? Like an attendant, like assistant. That's like, hey, you calling about so and so? And I was like, yeah, I make music. I'm in the band, and I give them a little spiel, and they transfer me to the person running the experience of having new producers to it. And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, what's up? And I was like, yeah, I do this and that. And he was like, Fanatic? And I was like, who's this? Like, you know me, bro? and
Yeah.
it's one of the homies that I used to work with that I actually knew who the person was, which was crazy. And he was just
Yeah.
kind of recruiting for what they were doing in that area. I don't know who was behind that particular production crew, but it was funny
Mm-hmm.
um, because it's a small world, like you said. It was
Yeah.
like somebody I already knew that we kept running into each other, gigs I was doing at the time, and I was nervous for nothing, basically,
Yeah.
you know.
That's why you
So
don't burn bridges in this, man. Because everybody, you never know who is who. You never know.
exactly,
You
and
know
you
what I
don't know
mean?
how things are connected.
Oh no, nobody
Yeah.
knows, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all, for the anticlimactic story. I have more, so that one was a little mild.
Oh, good.
So let's heat it up some more with the next track. All right, so let's check it out. And make sure you get some questions ready. For our guests here. Doesn't matter, it's music business. I do have a music business question for you to get it started.
All right.
So, all right, this is Moments. Check it out. Yeah, definitely Money Long vibes, Trap Soul vibes. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that a lot,
Trap
man.
soul, definitely. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro. I think it's Dylan that produced Hours and Hours for Money Long. So
Yeah,
yeah, shout out to Dylan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan, Ralph Tiller too, bro. Shouts out Ralph
Yeah.
Tiller on that one also. Yeah.
Yep. Ralph Tiller as well. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
definitely along those lines, man. Yeah. I like that. I don't know if it's like a vocal chop
It's a
or if it's
box.
like a okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Arcade is a key.
Yeah. Arcade's insane, man. You can have fun with that damn thing.
Yeah,
I can
man.
spend all day and you'll never see me. I'll be putting
Oh
mad
man.
effects on it. I'll do
For
crazy
real.
stuff with that thing.
For real, man.
Yeah. It's funny, little backstory of arcade. I went to LA at the ASCAP Expo. Shout out to ASCAP members as well and BMI as well. Shout out to all music creators.
Shouts out BMI. Yeah.
Um Output, which does arcade for those that don't know, they had a booth there, right? And this is before it was out. So I was talking to one of their reps, man. He was a real cool guy, man. He's like, yo, check this out. I was floored. I was like, this is in production? He said, yeah, it's coming out like in a couple months. And as soon as I messed with it, like I missed some of the things I signed up for, just staying there playing around with it. And it like 2 hours flew by so fast. I was like, this is a monster. And he gave it to me, for free to try out a couple times. And I was like, yo, the community is gonna love this thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did ask him how does like for big placements, how do samples work? And he kind of couldn't answer it, but I guess it varies, based on what was done, and what sample you used and how big the hit is, of course.
Right.
That's always
That's always the go-to thing, man. How big it is, that's when you gotta kind of start digging in a little deeper with everything. So
yeah. So let's all right, cool. All right, so this is Take Flight.
Esquire Productions.
This is like a Sunday Sounds vibe, so I'm actually gonna do an audible and pull it back right quick.
Esquire Productions.
Hmm. Yeah, I gotta make that like the intro music or something that has like a nice vibe to it, man.
Appreciate it.
Bedroom pop. I never seen that before. Huh. That's a new one.
It's a lot. It's a lot of genres out here, bro. It's
You ain't kidding, man. There was like
a lot of genres, man. I
last
see them
week.
and I'm like, all right. I see them, and if it's one I've never heard of, I'm like, all right, let me dive into this because I'm pretty sure nobody else is really trying to dive in on this. So let me just see what I can figure out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It seems like there's a new one probably once a week at least, like a new
Yeah.
subgenre of a subgenre. And that's cool, man. I mean, you know, all it is people trying to define art, in a sense
Right.
with words. So that's all it is. Last week was which one did I come across? Trap. Oh, no. It was a metal trap. Yeah, that's what it was. It was like rock, like hard metal. What do you call it? Like dark metal trap. But anyway, yeah,
Oh,
it was something new. I was like, oh, I never heard it, but it was dope. It was kind of cool.
yeah, that's interesting, bro.
Yeah, I never heard of bedroom pop. I never heard of that.
Yeah,
And did you discover that on BeatStars, the tag?
I
And you
did.
kind of just
I did.
okay.
Yeah, I go tag searching, man, and I'm like, all right, let me see what's trending, and then what's also not trending that everybody's making up recently. So a lot of dope people on that, man.
Okay, yeah, and that's a strategy. How do you figure out what's trending or not?
Um, so I know checking the search bar, they give you the listing, and then also tapping in and supporting those that are like, promoting themselves on there because I know how much that involves also, man. So supporting all those guys and girls that are promoting, checking out what's trending, what type beats are out right now, what new albums are dropping on Friday that, as soon as they drop, everybody's gonna want that sound regardless. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
another tip that I gave. That's from Pain, man. So it's a lot of tips out there, but definitely checking that search bar and seeing what's the move right then, before you start creating.
yeah, yeah. And for those that don't know, there is a section. Maybe I can find it here, but I don't want to lose your link. But basically, it shows you on the BeatStars platform where you'll see trending tags and artists.
Hmm.
And you drop some sauce there. Not everyone knew about that one, but yeah, releases definitely are good keywords to target.
Yeah,
Before and after,
yeah,
there's different things you can try, and you always run into, and what's crazy, like certain things just click quickly compared to other things. You might do the same thing, but like
hmm,
people were really waiting on this album, and all of a sudden, all these beats are getting a lot of plays, and you're like, oh, that's different. So
right,
always pay attention
right.
to the stats. The data is
You
so
gotta know
important.
what's going on around you sound wise, man. Like as a producer, we should be the first. I mean, we pretty much developing the sound for tomorrow anyway. You know what I mean? So we're the first to know and know how to create and know what's going on around us. Like all these trends are there for a reason. But it's giving you that lane to be able to develop your sound also.
Yeah, I made that mistake years ago where I was so anti-trends.
Hmm.
Like when I
Yeah,
first started, I was like, man, I ain't doing that. But
right.
over time, like you get wiser, because it's a business decision too,
Hmm.
so, and you can do stuff that you want to do creatively and also,
Right,
tap into other stuff, and just to
right,
grow creatively as well and business wise as well. So
right,
it's a compromise.
right.
Um, all right, so let's get into Jaded. Yeah, let's check it out.
Esquire Productions.
You're born alone and you die alone, and this world just drops a bunch of rules on top of you to make you forget those facts, but I never forget.
Esquire Productions.
Yeah, that one's different, man. Yeah, different. And I
Yeah,
like
man.
the very different percussion rhythm that you did on that one.
Hmm.
Yeah. And SSPK Beats, yeah, he says that's hard. I hear your Dubai sounds in this one overseas. Would you
Yeah,
agree with that one? Yeah.
I made it overseas, bro. So that's definitely yeah. It
There you
matches
go.
what
Did
I
you
was
make it
listening
in
to, bro.
Dubai?
I made that in Bahrain, bro.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I made that
But
in
yeah,
Bahrain.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. So you made it in another, place and you right
Yeah,
on it. So yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome, man. See how that connected automatically. So yeah.
yeah.
Um
Appreciate it.
yeah, so we're gonna do a quick Q&A. If anybody has any questions for our guest today, please put them in the comments. And for anything that we, touched on today, earlier, throughout the show, I know it's kind of, different things I brought up, but any questions you have for our guests, please drop them in the comments before we play this last beat. And I got a couple. I got some questions to start it off. So feel free to drop them in there, and we are gonna play. Last but not least, Breeze. It has different. Okay, okay. Because I was like, I saw the cover art. I'm like, okay, he dropped one in there. But this is Breeze by Esquire right here in Sunday Sounds, and you're on BeatStars. Check it out. There you have it. Vibes, man. Coming out blasting on that last one. That was crazy, man.
Appreciate it.
Crazy. Yo, there's a part where you break the beat down with that piano and like the subtle
Hmm.
percussion elements. That
Hmm.
right there, that little segment remind me of like a West Coast artist. I'm trying to put a finger on it.
I was
Just
going
that
Larry
part.
June on this joint, bro. I was going
Okay.
straight Larry June or you know, there's a few others, man. But that was where I was kind of centering that.
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear it. Wiz Khalifa. That's who else I can.
Definitely
Yeah, Wiz
Wiz
Khalifa
also,
right
bro.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear him on that part. And I can hear that. It's funny. Like, I find these little gems throughout the same beat. And I think that little piano part you did I can hear a whole nother, like thing you can do with that.
Yep.
Do you make like sound packs and stuff for producers? Are you
Never,
typing in
I've
that at
never
all?
done it, bro. Never done it. I should, but I've never done it, bro. I like to support the other producers that's doing it, bro. Like, I get hit with a lot of sound effects all the time. Um, for me, I'm so busy, bro. Like I'm trying to. If I could find time to do a sound pack, I would do it, man. But for right
Yeah,
now, that's
yeah,
that's a lot of work, bro. A lot of work, sound design, and trying to build a whole percussion set with 85 808s. That's
yeah. I
more
know.
power, more power to all the sound designers out there, bro. Y'all got it, man.
Yeah, and in that response, you're basically focusing your energy, on what
Yeah,
you have time for, and what you want
yeah.
to, put the energy into.
Right.
Yeah, I want to play that other one again, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, man.
And here, let me here, for those that didn't see it, here's the link to the did I anyway, I think I shared it 3 times, but anyway, here for y'all to check out. So, there was one, which one was the J. Cole one, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear that again.
All right.
All right, folks, don't be shy. Please get your questions ready. We're doing a Q&A, probably 10 minutes. Any questions you have in the music industry and whatnot.
Esquire Productions.
When those drums come back in. And then you have the layered strings and the pad. That's crazy. Like it almost has like a 70s vibe to it. Like right
Yeah.
there, like a
Yeah.
pimp walking down the street with his
Yep. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
that part right there. That's crazy. That's
Appreciate it.
crazy. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. And thanks for being a guest on the show, man. I'm glad, you're here. You're open to being on the show and whatnot. To start it off, I see a couple questions. So thank y'all for contributing. Appreciate everybody here. And before we jump off with questions, did you want to shout out everyone that's supporting you and, tuning in? I know you did
Yeah, man.
earlier,
I
but
mean,
any.
yeah, shouts out. My wife is in here now. I see her in here. My family, my producer fam, B-Stars fam, every artist I work with, man. I appreciate y'all coming in. That's everybody, bro. All in the broad sense.
Yeah, that way you don't forget nobody. That
Yeah,
was
man.
perfect.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Because when you say a couple names, you're like, oh man, I should have said, oh,
Yeah,
and
man.
then yeah,
Then I get the
that's
phone calls like, man, you forgot me. Like, all right, bro. So,
no, they start texting you right now while you're live.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
they
yo.
already doing it.
To start it off, what's working for you the most as far as being a producer? Like, what is helping your financial situation as a producer? What do you see as successful that's working?
Ooh, I mean, success for me, man, is literally what I'm doing now, bro. Like being able to work with artists, being able to, expand my catalog on albums and get placements and things like that. Like that is what we all pretty much are fighting for. It took me a minute to get to that point. You know what I mean? I never forget. you know, them days recording in the closet in Alabama and hot, you know, no air, you know, trying to figure it out. And where I'm at now, I never forget that, bro. So, you know, in my mind, bro, I'm there, man. I'm just staying humble and being consistent, dropping projects, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Like working with artists, and you're in the live element. You know, you're not just sending
Mhm.
files back and forth. You know, you're
Yeah.
actually in the studio with the artist, which is a different experience. How did the, you know, COVID and all that affect that aspect?
Oh man, it was so I took advantage of COVID, bro. So you know everything shut down. We shut down as a studio. Um,
Mm,
I have a project I dropped called Groove Theory, right? What I did was, you know, I noticed that you know a lot of live shows were down around the world, right? And I'm an international producer, so I reached out to 25 artists from here to China to Australia, around the globe, and I pretty much got 25 songs globally on a project collaboratively. We dropped it, you know, gave them that chance to be able to, you know, record at home, and I'll come in the studio and mix it in house, and you know, really taking advantage of that downfall. You know what I mean? To really keep staying consistent and dropping a full project, bro. Literally a whole project, bro, out. I mean,
wow,
from
that
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, literally every artist is from around the globe, and I'm an independent producer. You know what I mean? But I took advantage
mhm,
of that downtime that I saw everything was down. I saw studios were closed. I saw that those big artists that we see that are big, or the ones that are independent and kind of getting the buzz, they're not performing. So they're at home just like me. That was prime
mhm.
time to be able to reach out and send beats and say, "Hey, I'm working on a project. Like, you know, would you be willing to, you know, like lay a vocal, lay a hook?" All of them agreed, and we came out with that. Man.
Okay, and when you say drop it, was it digitally distributed at all,
Yep,
or?
it's everywhere. We dropped it May 21st last year.
Oh, okay. And what's
Yep,
the title of it?
Groove Theory.
Groove Theory. Okay,
So
cool, man.
I was listening to Tell Me by Groove Theory that morning, and it just can't. Like I said, I name my beats. I just randomly, I'm gonna just call this Groove Theory because that was the last song I listened to, and I'm gonna create, produce it fully, and reach out to random artists that I like, that I interact with on you know Instagram and things like that, and through that personality that I have and being personable with them, they were more willing to work with me instead of me spamming them saying, "Hey, I'm working on this. You know, let's do something." You know, they kind of already know who I am, and I know who they are and what they've been doing. You know, went from there.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, communication is the key, you know.
Yeah,
Spam sucks.
yeah, it does. I mean, and I get a lot of it. I get a lot of it, and I understand. I understand what where they at and what they coming from and why they doing it. But I mean, I really wish that people would understand that that really does like when you are blocked for being able to you know send a message to somebody like you know unless you reach a certain plateau in your career where people unblock you, you know, or you don't have to spam. Like the spam goes over everybody's. Like some of us have inboxes that have 8 or 9 categories that are like you going over here, I will never see your message. You know what I mean? And it's better to just reach out to that artist, man. Listen to what they're doing. Reach out to them. Hey, shout out one of the songs they did. Share their music. Show interest in them and what they're doing. They're more apt to work with you as a producer when you are supporting them also, instead of trying to constantly grab and take and take. Like support goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely. And when you distributed, was it you as the primary artist and then
Yep,
it's the collaborator? Okay.
yep. It's me as a producer, and that's another thing. As a producer, if you can negotiate it, K Tronada does it, right? That's one of my favorite producers. Every song that comes out with K Tronada is K Tronada featuring Joyce Rice, K Tronada featuring this person. We are artists as well as producers, and then also you tapping into 2 different markets. You grabbing that fan base that are gonna tap into your beat tapes and all the stuff, the material that you dropping already. So um, we deserve a right to have our name in the limelight also. I mean, you know what I mean? And we can feature these artists. And a
Yeah.
lot of them are willing to do it. I mean, because you're already splitting when you do your split sheets. You're already splitting your percentages up. So you get a little bit more pull and play when you're the main artist as a producer because we are artists.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
I yeah, I wanted to do like a various artist thing a couple years ago
Hmm.
and never got enough serious artists, but what you mentioned there is awesome because you're genuinely interested in that artist and the
Yeah.
music that they already make, and you just
Yeah.
kind of made that connection, you know,
Right. I'm a
which is
fan of
awesome.
everybody I work with, bro. Everybody I work with, I'm a fan. If I'm not a
Yeah,
fan of you, I don't just throw things
force
away.
it.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't force it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Who inspires you production wise, like favorite producers and whatnot that inspired you to do this?
So we're around the same time frame, right? You remember when Ryan Leslie did that video when he was in New York and got out of
Yeah,
the Benz truck and went upstairs and was playing every instrument?
yeah,
Me seeing that made me want to be a producer. So Ryan Leslie is my like plateau in terms of this thing. That man plays every instrument. He's a genius. Although he doesn't do music as much anymore, the dude is still a genius. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, he was the one that got me wanting to do this.
yeah. Shout out to Ryan Leslie, man. He
Yeah,
inspired a lot of producers with those videos. I was watching them
yeah,
over and over, you know,
over and over,
and
bro.
and to find out he's from here too, I was like, oh, he's from this
Yeah,
area. That's crazy, man.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, super talented guy and very business. I actually saw him talk live in LA during the. He was
Nice,
a guest speaker at the main stage, actually.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, he's killing it.
Mhm.
What other question I have for you? Let's go to our comments here before we wrap things up. All right, so this is Prod Nikos. My bad if I mispronounce. If you were an up and coming producer with little to no connection, but you had great production and 100,000 to invest, then how would you invest it?
Up and coming with $100,000, man. Like you top tier, bro. Um, I mean, if you already at that point to where you have that amount of money to invest in what you're doing, like that, you ain't up and coming. You already there. Um, but with that amount though, bro, I would definitely invest in more. I'm big on equipment, man. I like having more things that I can work with. Um, that way I have more opportunity to kind of create something better. So 100,000, bro, studio, go out, give me a nice mixing board, all the top tier equipment I can get. Although you don't need it, but learning how to use the top tier equipment it sets you apart. So I'm big on that equipment piece, bro. I'm investing all of that in plugins. Like I hate getting those emails, fanatic. Like every
Mm.
Sunday I get the emails like this plugin comes out because I'm buying it, bro. I am.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
want. I want. I want to try this reverb. I want to try this. I want to see what these things do. You know what I mean? Um. So yeah, me and yeah, that would be that, man.
yeah. I
Yeah,
feel
I
you with
would
those
say
emails. I had to filter
yeah,
those
man.
emails because
They come,
I
man. It's
spent
like, oh man, this is a new
yeah.
reverb out. All right, I think I want to try this, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I think also what Prod Nikos is saying, maybe they just have a lot of money, and
Right.
they haven't been producing yet. So if you have that much money, I would agree. Getting yourself a nice like a startup studio with 100,000, you get a nice studio, man.
Yeah.
You can install it in your house or whatever.
Right.
That's a big budget. But also what I was going to add to that is education, or academic, like get something to also learn from because you can have all the best stuff and if you don't really know how to use it, or that ethic where you want to keep using it every day, you got to build that. So that's actually priceless, so you want to
Right.
enroll in some type of course, or there's a lot of really good teachers, even free stuff on YouTube, but there's a lot of really good paid stuff too that you can learn from people. And even like the recording schools and stuff like that, some people benefit from those things as well. So,
Right.
just the learning side of it, just to add on to that.
Right.
Let's see. Is this someone you know? I believe you mentioned earlier, Jadell.
Yeah, that's the artist. One of the artists I work with, my little sister.
Cool. Do you have any advice for upcoming producers and artists?
Yeah. Um, as a producer, stay humble, but also be willing to keep learning, man. Like learn every day something. Same as an artist. Like I push a lot of artists I work with on the business side, heavy, because you don't want them to, get bit behind, down the road. But mostly just staying humble and being willing to learn and taking a step out to network. Network is big. That would be my advice for y'all. I mean, it's simple, cliche things, but we all say these things, but who's actively actually taking a step to do it? You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you said you educate art. I mean, you explain the business to artists as well. Like,
Yeah, like especially like I ask them like, what do you know? Like, all right, first thing is, what's your PRO? And then let's pull up a split sheet and see how we're gonna split this. And after that, who are you distributing them with? Do you have a publishing company? Because you're missing out on a whole nother piece of the pie when you don't have publishing. Which is why BStars publishing is a good thing also. You got to have all your ducks in a row. Are you doing all your metadata? Are you giving everybody the credit they need? Are you marketing your material right? You're doing rollouts. There's a lot involved in a release. Celebrate it when it comes out, and then like a week, kind of just celebrate. But that next week is admin grind. Like it's gonna suck. There's a lot, especially when you're not managed by anybody. You're doing it by yourself. Um,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm,
it's always better to know how to do all of this stuff by yourself, so that when you do make it, and you start seeing things that you don't agree with, you can kind of highlight that and explain that to them. Like this is not how it's supposed to be done because you've already done it. You've been there before.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, that knowledge.
Yeah,
It's vital.
it is.
Um, let's see. That boy Butter, what's good, man? If you guys and gals missed the previous show, we had that boy Butter as a guest as well. He said, "What is his all-time favorite beat heard ever?"
Man,
Oh, he heard basically.
man.
That's a, that's a tough one, man. Like I can't even think of one.
That's yeah. I mean, I can name one of my favorites, but I can't name my all time favorite. I can name like one of my close 90% tier ones. It'd be that beat Kanye did crack off of with him in the game. It was on. I
I
think it
think
was
I
on
know
late
what you're
registration.
talking about. I think late
How he did the
registration.
drums on that. Yeah, the crack music.
Oh yeah,
That
oh yeah. Oh
man,
god.
the drums on that thing, man. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
man, how he
yeah,
got yeah, that's next level to me, man. Like,
yeah. I think he was angry when he made that. That had
yeah,
so much
yeah, it was gritty.
aggression.
It was gritty, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna say mine is. If I was thinking about it, and just one came to mind. It's a very unique beat. I don't know how many people know about the artist Bilal.
yeah,
Um,
a lot of dope, man. Neo soul to the
he,
core, bro.
yeah, yep. And the song sometimes I like how
Hmm.
that was that instrumental. Um,
Hmm.
how loose the drum, and I know a homie of mine told me that was Quest. Quest loved playing the drums on that song, but
Yeah,
he didn't want credit on it. So, I gave you a little gem, but he didn't want his name and stuff on it. That's just one of my homies told me. I don't know if that's true, but I think he did play those drums because I never heard anyone play drums like him. So, but
right,
I like how everything's layered on that song. It's
right.
very euphoric and very musical and soulful. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like,
Soulquarian.
yeah, kind of like every Dilla beat. Also, like the So Far to Go record he did for Common and D'Angelo. Like that's like I listen to that
Yeah,
weekly, man.
yeah,
I listen to that record every week.
yeah. That
You know,
thing.
so
Whew.
yeah,
Yeah. I think I'm gonna listen to that today, man.
yeah. I might do the same, bro.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, what's up, Cloud9? What's good? Yeah, Soul Aquarians,
Oh
man.
no,
They're
what up, man?
let's see. We had another question. Okay, that's a good question. What direction do you see the sound of hip hop going in the near future?
All sound evolves, bro. Like like we talked about earlier, man. There's so many subgenres to hip hop right now. Like, in the future, it's just going to continue to evolve. It's kind of like our parents, man. Like, rap. When rap came out, they hated it, but over time, the culture gravitates to it, and everybody gravitates. What's popular is always going to be popular in the eyes of the whole world. You know what I mean? Hip hop is a major culture shaper, so I see it getting better, man. It's already good. It's getting better. Boom bap is making its re-entry. You know what I mean, with the whole Griselda side and things like that. So I mean, like, hip hop is always going to continue to evolve, man.
Yeah. As far as what I think, definitely is always going to evolve. I was thinking drill would probably, grow a little bit more because listen to what you made today with that musical like R&B drill
Mhm.
beat. That was something different. And I can see that kind of tapping into the R&B market. You know,
Yeah,
um, and actually, it can cross too, because you can get the hardest rapper on that. You have a
right,
contrast. You have this
right,
rough presence with this melodic thing, and it'd be something dope. Everybody's like,
right.
"Yo, I want that." And also on the pop side, I can see, hip hop like just still pushing harder on pop as well. I'm
Well,
trying
you
to
got
think
hip
of an
hop
artist.
artists featuring on K-pop records right now, man. So I mean,
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah,
everybody's cross genre and their sound. You know what I mean? To be able to be more versatile. So I mean,
yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of like dances and stuff and challenges on social media. So I'm
yeah,
thinking something's gonna happen with that, like a genre. They already got a
hmm,
genre. I mean, people choose certain song, but I think
right.
something's gonna be defined in that uh, realm.
Well,
As far as
it's pushing more producers to do more mashups and DJs, because that's what a lot of the
yeah,
dances are kind of generating. You take the anniversary record and you put a Jersey beat on it. Now that's one of the dopest dances out right now on TikTok. You know what I mean? Mashups are a thing. You know what I mean? And it's also good seeing those. Like I saw Teddy Riley making half screen posts, like highlighting everybody doing that dance to his record that he wrote. And showing, paying homage and telling everybody he appreciates that. Seeing
yeah,
things like
yeah,
that. Like, mash up a record, one of them '80s records, man. Make it drill, put it on TikTok. And, you might you might have a hit.
yeah. Now you're talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you know what? Did you mention that what was it? A baby, that dance where they doing the like sideways
yeah,
moonwalk.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They sample Anniversary, man, and
yeah,
a classic
and
record. You know what I mean? And put a New Jersey feel to it, bro. This is it's dope. You know what I mean?
yeah. Isn't that Hurricane Chris? Isn't that him
No, so
saying
yeah,
baby?
they mashed up Hurricane Chris with Anniversary by Raphael Sadiq. I think was Raphael
Tony,
Sadiq or
Tony,
one
Tony.
other group. Tone,
Yeah, yeah,
and just put Jersey feel to it, man. And somebody do a quick dance to it on TikTok. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I see.
Walking to the moon, same thing. Sample down
Yeah,
TikTok, make a drill beat with it, keep it moving.
there you go. Yeah, I see that being like a huge thing
Yeah,
in hip hop or urban market. Um, there's something I was gonna say about the publishing on that is crazy because you think about
yeah,
it,
man.
it generates a lot of streams, obviously, and views, and for the producers, that made the music originally, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how that works, but, you know, uh, the social platforms are really good at finding, like, songs that are copyrighted, and,
Yeah,
I'm sure they're
yeah,
publishing it straight,
yeah.
so,
I'm pretty sure it is, man. I mean, they probably
yeah,
distributed it the right way, gave everybody their credit, and kept it moving.
yeah, yeah. That's and Hurricane Chris, man, I wish he, you know because he had some really good hits, man. I was like, yo, I was excited. And
He was
then,
working
I
on
didn't hear.
something like 2 years ago. He was working on something about 2, 3 years ago, from what I remember.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind, seeing what he comes up with again, man. So,
Yeah.
I was about to ask you what's your top 5 rappers, but I don't want to start like
Really,
I
man.
don't want to start at the end of the show like that. Yeah, man. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in your music?
Actually winning a Grammy or two. A few more sync placements, a few more major placements, and that's why I see myself, man. Like just, continually building my catalog, man.
There you go, man. Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and where do you have your sync placements? I forgot to ask.
So the recent one I got was a record I did off of a WeTV show um with Candace Van Beauty. She's an actress on the show. I forgot the name of the dang show. But we got that placed. And luckily she's an actress on the show, so it helped to be able to get it placed easily.
Hmm.
But I got the music supervisor's info, so now I'm able to continually sending in things like that, and hopefully getting it placed, man. Sync is where it's at right now. Sync is
Yeah,
sync is where it's at, bro.
yeah. Every weekend I'm making music for sync. So for the last four
Yeah,
years. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sync,
uh,
sync. I mean, hopefully doing like a movie score or something like that down the road. Like
nope.
tapping into that market. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So any words of encouragement for those that are just starting out or just kind of scared about getting into music and they're just kind of worried about learning all this stuff that we talked about? Any type of encouragement or advice for those type of producers?
Yeah, somebody posted the other day, man. They said that a lot of producers are sitting on platinum records, just sitting on the computer, right? That they're afraid to release because of you know how they feel, the confidence they feel in their music, man. Like for those that have released music, I'll say, when you check your statistics and you see somebody in Nigeria listening to your song, you would never expect somebody from a global standpoint to listen to what you're doing. So drop the music that you have on your computer, release those beat tapes because you get distribution, you get streaming, you get paid for that. So the longer it sits on the computer, the less money you're making. Like I would rather make 15 cents than make zero with beats just sitting on the computer. You know what I mean? So if you constantly build and drop these beat tapes, the more beat tapes you drop, artists listen to beat tapes. They might buy a beat off that beat tape exclusively. You know what I mean? Um, so my main thing is just drop the music, man. Just release your music. Don't be afraid to do that. What's the worst that can happen? Somebody say they don't like it. Like that's okay. You know what I mean? Like move on to the next. Somebody likes what you do. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
everybody's gonna like what you're doing, but if you have one fan, that one fan grows to more. Like don't be afraid to just release. Do a 5-song EP beat tape. Make a cover art, throw it up there, get your distribution, make your money. You don't know what beat might blow up on TikTok.
Yeah, you never know.
You know what I
Like,
mean? You never know.
yeah, it's all about breaking through that terror barrier, that
Yeah,
where you're afraid to do something. You got to
right.
shake that off, and especially, when you get a negative feedback, like you
Yeah,
said,
keep it
keep it
moving.
moving. Yeah,
I
it's
got
all
told
over.
no. I got told no a lot early, and I got told my beats was trash. I got told this, but instead of me like taking that and going and just throwing my whole hard drive away, I mean, I was just like, okay, well, how can I get this, make this better? You know what I mean? Um, like for myself, you know what I mean? Where I have my confidence to go to BeatStars Sinks and get up on there, and it's like I think we had like 100 some people in that room, right? And we
Yeah,
in there playing beats. You know what I mean? You asked that question, like, how many of y'all just do this in the house and you afraid to release it? A lot of guys raise their hand. At that point, I had 3 beat tapes out already. I am not afraid to release it because I want to, make my money as well. And you know, I've had beat tapes hit 100,000. It's not a lot of money, but people listen to beats, y'all. So just drop them.
Yeah, man, that's awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
people listen,
Awesome.
man.
And you remembered that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah,
yeah,
that yeah, I probably said a lot during that those
yeah,
meetups
man. Yeah, that
because
was
I was
dope. That
by
was
myself
dope.
for a minute.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah, but it's always good to like open people's eyes up to possibilities,
Right,
and it's always good to see you grow from back then to now. You know what I mean?
right.
And in the next 5 years, we'll both have our Grammys. So, we'll
Pretty
be on
much.
the show.
No, yeah,
You know
pretty
what I
much.
mean?
Just sitting back, like, oh man, you know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
possible, man. Like you know, all of these accomplishments and everything I have. I didn't think I was gonna have all this stuff 10 years ago. You know what I mean? But when you get it, instead of like I remember the moment I found out I had the nomination, bro. I literally sat back and made some more beats. It didn't even hit me until because I was going to work still doing my same old. You know what I mean? Like I'm going into work and people, oh, congratulations on you. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it don't hit you. You know what I mean? So I consistently kept working. Like that was my thing. Yeah, this happened. That's good. You know, pat yourself on the back. But I got more work to do. You know what I mean? Because now I'm held at a different standard. Now I gotta step my game up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
So
you sparked something. Are you doing music full time?
yeah, yeah, full time, bro.
Okay.
This is me. Like I come in, I'm not my beats out, bro. This is all I do, bro.
Awesome,
You know what I
man. That's
mean?
awesome,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. Glad to hear it, man. Well, that's
yeah,
before I continue, to talk another hour, thank you for everyone that stopped by. I
yeah.
appreciate y'all, all the support, the whole BeatStars fam, my music fanatics, shout out to Abe, the whole fam. And yeah, man, you dropped some awesome music, some awesome gems for the community. Your people
Appreciate it.
still repping for you. Alabama's still in the building,
Yeah, man.
the DMV in the building. So yeah, appreciate y'all,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah.
y'all have a blessed rest of your Sunday. And, we'll catch
Indeed.
y'all next time, man. Um, well, let me hit the end button.
All right,
Y'all
man.
take care. All right, peace, everybody.